So let's talk about some updates to the Strait of Hormuz, as well as with respect to Iran and Trump and the ceasefire and some progression there, because a lot of people are harping on Iran, Trump included, with some recent tweets or truce about not having the tankers and the ships go through. So let's talk about some of that and some implications. So first and foremost, what a lot of people are curious about are the oil prices. So this is CFDs on WTI crude oil, and it's basically showing us that with the ceasefire announcement, oil had dropped significantly from the 110, 116-ish down to like in the low 90s. And then slowly it went back up, and now it's dropping. So people are wondering, okay, what's happening here, and when is it going to go down further? And then if you track a lot of the ships, which a lot of people do with the container maps and that kind of stuff, this is the last 24 hours for which you haven't really seen a lot of ships pass. So I'm just going to forward through this, but some of them are passing through this little part. And that's where a lot of people are saying or speculating that there's negotiations per country, and it's outside of this sort of path here, which is the actual international waterway, and people are not passing. It's not a lot of activity. And this is another one where it's showing a lot of that activity with hundreds of ships kind of at port on either side, and there's not much happening on either side here. And I saw this comment here where this person, Vivek, asked Grok how many ships have passed through the Strait of Hormuz after the ceasefire. And this is what Grok said. He says that as of April 9th, shipping factors like marine traffic and KPLER report only a handful of vessels, around 5 to 7 dry bulk carriers, that have transited the Strait of Hormuz since the U.S.-Iran ceasefire took effect on April 8th. No oil or gas tankers have resumed yet, as owners wait for clear safety guarantees amid the fragile truce and tensions. Full traffic is normally 130 ships per day, and that has not restarted. And then another interesting comment here is that this person says just 3. Normal is 135 to 150 per day. Right now, 800 plus vessels are stuck inside the Gulf waiting post ceasefire. Only 3 have crossed, and Iran's already saying that tankers are blocked again after the Lebanon attack. The strait is open on paper, not in practice. So that's what's going on. But this is what Trump has to say. He said there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not, and if they are, they better stop now. And then here he says Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. That is not the agreement we have. And then lastly, he tweeted this most recently, the Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cards other than a short-term extortion of the world by using international waterways. The only reason they are alive today is to negotiate. So I'm not saying things are just going to happen overnight and we're going to just start seeing ships go across. But what's interesting is that whatever optics that either side is playing, whatever is going on behind closed doors, what we're seeing practically is no activity, or this perception that reality and the safety of the strait is still open, or it's okay, or there's a delay in some sense of these tankers getting confirmation by the countries and all this other stuff. And nobody wants to be the first in some sense to check it out and see if they make it through. And so let's see what happens. I personally think there's something going on behind closed doors that Iran and Trump has agreed to, but there's some showboating and there's some other stuff going on that they have to cross the T's and dot the I's. And so we're going to see some delays because this ceasefire is lasting a couple of weeks. But of course, there's natural delay and there's other countries that are being involved in all of this. And they have to double check and see which countries have gone behind Trump and the White Hats in the USA to say, hey, we're going to work with you, Iran, directly. And then there's some other stuff going on. So let's see what Trump says in the next few days. But practically speaking, it's not happening. So a lot of people are wondering about that. So I wanted to give you this quick update on that. Let me know what you guys think down below, because it's very interesting what is happening with all of the stuff going on simultaneously. So if you guys also want to support me and my mission here, would love to continue financial support. You guys know I am listener supported and I'm fundraising in this season of transition. So all the information is down below in the link, givesango.com/chrisyoonyt. Love you guys. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.